Okay, yeah, I wouldn't go through like very detailed for every of the LCs because we have covered a lot on group coaching. I hope you still remember whatever that you have went through in a group coaching and you still remember for that. Yeah, but I think first thing first, I want to congrats you and yeah, congratulations, you have your first approval already. Yay, okay. It's a big achievement. Yeah, you should celebrate, but you have 59 more. You can do this, okay? And then for I think for UPM and health, yeah, also to congrats that you get your first apply already lah. So when you have applied, definitely there will be more apply coming in. At least you break the first zero, right? But I think for just a reminder for Penang, Kuching, Utah, CU, yeah, you not yet break through your apply yet. Okay, yeah, I think that's something that after the group coaching, I will follow up with you more personally for your group coaching, and then if you need any O2O consultation, right, just approach me, and then I will be very free to actually help you or even like listen from like what kind of support do you still need lah. Yeah, Grace 59 more. You can do this. You are very confident, right? Last time in group coaching, you say yes, we can do 50, 60 approval, right? Okay. Everyone still remember one, okay? That time I think got Aina, got Yevin, and also I forget got who else already. I forget who is in the group. I forget already. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I think you can do that lah, okay? All right. So I think that's overall our summer GVA overall. But I think just congratulations to you as well. You have exceed 50% of your summer GVA already. Yeah, good job, Yambin and your team. Yeah, so keep it up. I think soon you will achieve like 100%. And I think secondly will be Sunway lah. Yeah, Sunway, you have been stagnant for a few days already, okay? Let me know what happened, Sunway. Yeah, I think other than that, I think we have like UNMC also quite stagnant already, but I think UNMC we got like 100% apply, assign, approve, yeah, which is very good lah. Okay, same goes to other LCs. I think like I think UCAM is also progressing in these few days. Yeah, I can see your approval keep on increasing. Same for JB. And I think last but not least will be also Hero World. I think Hero World, you guys have exam, so you are stagnant since last week. Yeah, I hope after your exam, yeah, you will have more progress lah. Okay. Okay, so for NCR, right, I think mainly UNMC, UKMTU, you guys already have like apply or approval. Yeah, but I think for JP and Kuching, take note as well lah. I think Kuching because you haven't really signed MOA, so that's why you don't have any apply yet. Yeah, but you can focus to push on your P box first. Okay, so yes, let's break through all the zero. This meme is created by me. I mean the GIF lah. Okay, all right. So zoom in a little bit. That for your May, I hope you have already readjust your goal after the group coaching that I asked you guys to revise your summer NYV, right? So if you haven't, please change it in the summer NYV tracker, your GVA itself, like the project breakdown, all those things. Okay, so yeah, I think mostly LCs is already, I think it's already almost half of the month. So I guess you guys haven't exceeded 50% yet in this half of the month. So you still have around 2 weeks left. So yeah, there's still some hope lah, okay, that you can push for your performance, push your synergy to happen as well. Okay, so I think good job for KP, Sunway, TU, and JB for making big, and also Hero World for making big progress in this May already lah. So I think there are still more. So yep, I hope to see more results coming in. And then so for NCR, for TU, you have also made progress in May already. Okay, so a little bit more on process time. Yeah, I think these few weeks, right, we will push a lot more on process time. So I think a special recognition to TU and Sunway for achieving your process time lower than 7 days from apply to approve, which I think I'm quite impressed with TU that you only have 2 days from apply to approve, which is really very good. Yeah, I think for other LCs, right, like for example UNMC, KP, UCAM, JB, or you can approach like TU or Sunway to ask like, right, how do they able to, shorten their process time, what kind of, the SOP that they actually had like or shorten up things like that. Yeah, so you can ask them. But I think for NCR side, it's also doing quite great. Like you have at least below 7 days of the apply to approve process time now. So why do we care about process time, right? Okay, first thing first, I want to ask everyone, why do we care about process time? Do anyone know why we have this process time? Hmm? I think I should cue one person, right? Bernard, why do we have process time?
think I think process if we have too much process time, I think the volunteer will feel like not interested like, because they keep the volunteer waiting, something like that. Yeah.
Wow, correct, 100% correct. Good job, Bernard. Okay, yeah, I think like once you have your apply or approval, make sure I can also see you only have 2 days, apply to approve. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's the reason why we need to care about process time. Also, is also because of to also make sure that your applicant won't be waiting too long until they don't have any interest anymore. Okay, so just to take note, your process time itself to revise a bit more with your team. Yeah. So I think, yeah, conversion rate, yeah, you see, we have here an MC and Sunway actually achieve quite high conversion rate starting from apply to approve, which is very, very good. Yeah. I think for others, right, you guys are also doing quite great because you are still having apply that you haven't convert yet. So after you convert, probably your apply to approve will be will be increased as well. Okay, so just to take note also on your conversion rate, especially if you because I start to see LC reject applicants, things like that, right? So remember to synergy with your OGV on every single rejected applicant or even break accepted, like what happened, what are the bottlenecks, so that your OGV can find a better applicants for you, so that you won't keep on reject. Because one thing is because when OGV they have to convert lead to apply, right, it's already very hard, put in a lot of effort, right? So please don't really waste OGV effort in converting everything. So make sure you align properly before they convert so that you won't able to reject a lot of your applicants lah. Okay, so yeah, good job. So I think from our EST, right, collected one GCP from Yambin, right? Okay, yeah, Yambin, do you want to share this GCP? Like, how do you ensure your LC tab in MRE database is always updated?
I already told Yifei, I think these GCP are like quite basic and nothing special. Firstly is expectation setting in YXPR. I asked them to check at least twice per day, and then me myself I also check twice per day lah to see if they are doing it. Use comment function lor to tag them if the things are not in place, and I also WhatsApp them lah. I think they think I'm annoying already, but hopefully not. And I also have a space with them to walk them through the database, have auto with them, teach them how to update. Yeah, that's all.
Thanks, Yambin. Who said that whatever you say is very basic? Actually, there are LCs that didn't check twice per day. That's why I sent a message into the LCVP group to ask you guys to check every day, Yeah, I already saw the apply, the applicant application response in the tab for like 3 days already, but it's still not updated in their own LC database, and the status is not updated. I know which LC, okay? Yeah, I will, if the second time, and then I will approach you personally already, okay? I check the application response every day, so make sure you guys actually check your application response every day to update into your database as well, okay? Don't let the applicant wait too long. But I think maybe Yanbin, how do you get very, I mean, like consistent update once you have applicant that already applied? Besides, just checking database. Any CTG you do?
Consistent update is actually from our OGV side lah. Every time they have a lead, and then we are notified because they will say in our group chat.
Okay, nice. So I think this is also something that you guys can apply with your OGV synergy to also make sure that your OGV keep on update you guys with once the lead apply, then you guys already aware on the applicant and you can remind your team or remind your member already. Okay, so I think good job for TO for making a very big progress, and I think it's a GCP for everyone as well. Please also if you realize that this is something that is helpful for your team, please also utilize this GCP, because yeah, I think everyone have, like the place that you guys can improve. So yep, I hope this GCP can be helpful for you, and thank you, Yanbin, once again lah. Okay, so yeah, I think in our coaching call, right, a lot of you guys mentioned about OI synergy, right? Like you have a lot of big bottlenecks in your OGV synergy lah, IGV synergy lah, things like that, right? So it's more about not effective, right? So I want to ask everyone, right, from 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how much do you understand this checklist, attraction and consideration? Do you guys saw this before? Yeah, you can put in the chat box like how much do you understand? For 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest. 8, okay. How about others? 7, 8, 7. Okay, 7, right? Okay, so maybe for those that put 7, right, what are the parts that you don't understand from this checklist? Too many words? Or you never read this before? Those put 7. Yanyin, Sunyi, Katiris, Mani, Grace. What's the part you don't understand? Hello? Approve LEV agreement. Okay. Maybe do you want to share? Like what's the part, Grace?
I think maybe is it like you need to open a WhatsApp group to engage with the approved LVV?
Okay, understand. All right. I think this part, right? Okay, from this part, right, I think it's more on like to minimize the break approval between to engage with your OGV to understand more about like how to minimize the break approval for your project itself lah. Like especially those who actually approve earlier. Like who will be the PIC, the EPV, MYV manager. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Grace. Okay, but do you guys know where can you find this checklist? National database. DK, oh my God, Grace. Yeah, that's the reason you're not paying attention in commission call. Now I catch you. Okay, burden is MRE database. Catches. Anyone got different answer? Anyone got different answer? No one dare to answer me already. Those that didn't answer, where are you? Mani. Sunyi. Do you guys know? Do you guys saw this before? Yes. Okay, yes. Good job. Okay. Yeah. So you can find this entire OI synergy checklist, right? It's in the MIV database here. Okay, you can find here. So please kindly update your checklist. Okay, which part that you still not yet done and you already done or in progress. Okay, like for example, UKM, yeah, you have not updated since previously already. So please check on like how can you do synergy effectively with your OGV, things like that. Okay. This will also help you to also refresh a little bit more on like how is your OGV synergy so far, and also what is the bottlenecks that you guys face that. Okay, so remember to update, yeah. Okay, remember to check and read through everything. But I think what's the point that I want to bring out OI synergy here, it's just more on a very short L&Ds. So I think first thing first, right, when you do OGV and IGV synergy, not just updating numbers, but ask in detail why rejected, why failed interview, and why long process time. Right, so don't just just read the data and then keep quiet, and then you just pass through everything, then you think that OGV will perform in next week, but there are a lot of context that IGV can actually understand and also can ask as well. So for example, right, the first thing that you should do analysis will be your GVA gap, right? So your GVA gap, which means that, for example, this month your OGV want to achieve like 30 approval for your project, right? So why do you unable to get 30 approval? Like what will be the bottlenecks that they face, okay? And the second part will be conversion rate. So 90% conversion rate is the apply to accept, and accept to approve is 95%, okay? So this conversion rate is a national conversion rate, and the process time, standards process time in 3 days from apply to accept, and then 3 days from accept to approve as well. Okay, so this is the part that you have to look into. Let's say if you can look into your conversion rate, right, in the previous slides, currently what will be your conversion rate? I think a lot of you guys drop into 70%, things like that, right? So make sure if you can hit until 95%, then that's a national conversion rate goal. Okay, and also same for your process time. So the process time, if you can hit 5 days or lower than 5 days or lower than 6 days, then that would be a national conversion rate as well. Okay, so just for your information, in case you never read how conversion and process time works, it's actually in the MYV SOP. Okay, please read yourself. Where you can find, right, it's actually in here. It's actually in the MYV database as well. And you go to navigation, and you go to National MYV Library, and you click into it, and you can find everything here in the National MYV Library lah. Okay, it's all the SOP booklet, all those things. So in case you still don't, you forget, so just for your information, I remind everyone of you again that apply to accept is only 3 days, accept to approve is only 3 days. Okay, please make sure that you also revise with your team, like why does it, you know, more than 3 days lah. Okay. All right, so the next part, what you can do in your OGV and IGV synergy, right? The first thing first is to target the right one. So past MYV analysis for each profile in each project. I think this one I shared in all of the group coaching that I have in last week, right? About like you guys asking about how to support OGV to get more lead, how to support OGV to actually promote the project, to convert the lead to apply, right? So actually IGV can support in this part as in to do past MYV analysis, which is your last pick lah. For example, speak up, right? Okay, I just take an example. So maybe LC Lanka, we have speak up project, and then in winter we actually managed to get 17 approval in total. So the 10 approval is actually coming from year 1 computer science and faculty of the science students. So all of these 10 approval is coming from year 1, and from this year 1, right, the common point that why they join speak up projects, because because of their technology student, so they want to contribute more about the knowledge that they have in technology for the high school students, and they want to improve public speaking because they don't have a lot of, like, you know, chances to actually have public speaking in their course, right? And then they also want to networking with the NGOs in technology field, for example, with the learning partners, things like that. So that's the key learning point, and also that's the reason why they join the project. Then that will be the selling point of your project for these students, for those students that you want to target for MYV. And the remaining 7 approval, right, maybe coming from year 2 and then educational studies. And why do they want to join? For example, the selling point, educational field, they have high interest, they know how to conduct proper teaching class, they can contribute, and also the future career enhancement as well, right? So what I want to point out here is that different year of study and course background have different selling point. So a question for you to reflect and also ask yourself, do you really point out what are the key selling point for your OGV market or not? So how much do you understand what kind of market is your OGV targeting, right? Like for example, do you really know that your OGV is actually targeting computer science student for your speak up? For example, let's say previously your main customer all coming from computer science, then that's the most working market. So why do I point out like you need to do analysis about your past MYV profile? It's because that is already the market that have interest towards your project. What you need to do is just utilize your past LVV testimonials, the past selling point why they join this project to promote to the same student. But definitely along the way, when OGV do attraction, the selling point might be different already based on their needs, but mostly that would be the main market that have interest or already have response towards your project, instead of just going everywhere. So I think that's the part that you can do more detailed synergy with your OGV as well. Okay, so this is the second tips. And the third tips, so just consistent communication. I think I gained this one in the group coaching as well, from TU side, about updating number of slots left per project to OGV to create momentum and also accountability in group. So I think I just share a few of the example, when I was in IGV, VP IGV, right, in LC, how do I do OGV synergy? So in our group, right, it's actually very consistent. Every day we are keep on chit-chatting. Like OGV just, they just ask anything about they don't understand about the project, or lead asking about the project. So also for you, right, do your OGV start to ask already or not? Like, do they, do they actually clarify the project detail, like, do they really understand what are the project activities, things like that, right? And I think if you can form all of your LR into one group, one communication group. So it's also to create momentum as well. Like for example, back then I have like Penang, Utah, and also my own LC, which is UPM OGV, to be in together. So once one LC have, right, then the other LC they will aware, and they will continue to have. So that time, right, it kind of like create like a sense of like momentum for like JB or Utah to use Penang, which is not my main LR that supply me, but at least they start to have start to have approval coming in already. So yeah, I think that's a way that you can create momentum to support all of the LRs. And also when you want to downscale important stuff, right, for example, this one, that you have changes in your SOP, things like that, then it is also one shot communication to your LRs as well, instead of you personally text them one by one. Okay, so one thing is also for my side, right, just a reminder for every one of you, don't wait until your OGV to come and approach you, but you should approach them and be more, not to say aggressive, be more active in also initiating the conversation in the Telegram group as well. Okay, so yeah, you can see like you can also update like the slots, like which project full, things like that, yeah, to create like sense of urgency to promote your project. Okay, so I think the third part, which is the part that I see a lot of LC asking, how to make sure that LR supply goal for you, right? So what you can do, definitely, I would say your LR, I mean, let's say the LR is not coming from your own LC, right? 100% they won't prioritize your project, because their main supply goal is in their own LC IGV, right? So that is, I think that's a make sense things. But also, how can you keep accountable with your LRs is also to set clear goals and break down with them, so that you know when your OGV, which is your LR, can send you, like when is the timeline when you will have the goal itself. So for example, right, I do very detailed, you don't need to go very detailed like weekly breakdown, but you can do monthly breakdown, so that you know when they will have apply come in, when they will have accepted come in, and when you have approval come in. And make sure that you revise the goal, just like how I revise the goal with every one of you, right? After April, when you have gap, you will readjust to next month. So that is something that you need to do with your OGV LR as well. Okay, so that's another tips. So the another one will be schedule one shot synergy spaces. I get this a lot of you is that you cannot schedule OGV synergy, things like that with them, right? So if you really cannot schedule, but at least get one of their representative, team leader representative from the LC itself. So you don't need to really involve whole layers like members or like VPs or MTs, as long as the stakeholders are important, are there, and you communicate clearly what will be the objective. So for example, the objective is you really require VP to be there, then you make sure that they are there. But mainly your objective is just follow up about their project, how are they selling the project, things like that. Then you do not need VP, right? Maybe you just need MTs, or maybe like one of a representative of like TLs to be there lah. Okay, so what you can do, right, is to really schedule the time that 100% you cannot fit everyone, but mostly And then definitely also communicate the objective. And the most important thing is also to follow up afterwards after your synergy meeting. Okay, so to make your life easier, not so many meetings, so this is one of the way. Okay, and also another one is also plan your synergy topic and frequency clearly first. All right, so for example, right, for example, I will have more frequent synergy with my main LR, which is my own LC OGV, like bi-weekly. But for the monthly will be other LRs, right? So they should already expect when they come into that synergy, we will talk all about that one. So this one, right, this entire slide, right, is actually always appear in my OGV synergy, and I also put into the Telegram group to remind everyone what will be the synergy topic that we cover. So also for you to ask yourself, right, have you also already planned out what are your synergy topics, instead of blindly just go into the space and we just talk randomly here and there, why are we not performing? But you have specific things that you can align, you have specific things that you know what to firefight. Okay, like for example, standards delivery, brand advocacy, preparation standards, all those things, when should you start? Okay, so just a reminder for every one of you. And also support and build up their sales pitching. So I think I get from Sun LC, right, or I think like maybe it's like Hero World, or like who else, like about like the OGV do not know how to pitch, right? So for you also, for IGV, do you clearly know what is the MYV fee breakdown or not? And do you actually go and find out like from your VPFL, from your OCFL, or from your from like, I mean mainly from a VPFL lah. Okay, do you clearly know or not? Or you can also consult me as well if you don't understand what does it cover. So what I did that time, right, is actually to break down the cost for OGV to know what will be covered. So for example, when we talk about youth experience standards delivery, we will cover lead preparation webinar. So what will be the ROI from the volunteer when they pay this 30 ringgit? So definitely it's like 4 leadership qualities. So you already teach your OGV how to pitch the fee, right? So that they won't feel that, okay, that is very expensive. Okay, so just a tips for you, you can think the coverage by yourself, or even the ROIs that you want the volunteer to know. But this is all based on like what I see the ROI itself, and also the coverage that I understand from MC silo. Okay, so this is one of the way. Yeah, so I think I show some example of synergy to every one of you. You can click in. Yeah, it's just my past synergy slide with the LRs or with the OGV. You can have a look, like, how do I do synergy, things like that, like the flow itself, in case you do not know how to do synergy. Okay, so I also put down I just put down the entire Google Drive, because every of my synergy have different objective, different things to cover. So you can just, go in to see every of the synergy. So for those who haven't started any OGV synergy, right, this is the time that you should start already. Okay, so yeah, this is so far the synergy part lah. All right, so do you guys have any questions? Is everyone here? Still here? Cool, right? Okay, Yanbin is a like. Cool. Nice. All right, I hope you get some useful tips. Okay, so I think it's also for you to harvest your learning, and also to have some conversation among LCs, because you guys like GCP, right? And I think a few of you guys wouldn't able to do GCP sharing in group coaching as well, because it's already assigned beforehand. So I think right now we will have networking time to also wake yourself up, okay, to have conversation with the peeps. So I think you can have a few of the conversation that I actually put down here, but you can go more than that if anything you wish to know or discuss with the VPs, right? Like bottlenecks that you face, how do other VPs solve it, or like you can brainstorm some solution that you think can be useful for every of the entity itself. Okay, so for example, you can talk about how to increase number of leads and apply to support OGV, how to increase conversion rate, how to increase process time, things like that. Okay, so I think I will break you guys into a breakout room. Okay, when time is up, yeah. Okay, I think you can give me more around 10 minutes for this part. Yeah. Let me just Mm. Okay, so I will give you guys like around like 10 minutes to have sharing. I mean, I think I just give you guys 8 minutes like to do some sharing, and then you guys can just share or ask questions around on with the VP mates that you will meet in the room itself lah, which I arrange based on what you guys need. All right. So yeah, I will open the breakout room right now. Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, I guess in the Go Coaching as well, I received a lot of some of you guys asking about profit strategies. Um, so for this commission talk, I will be talking more. It's just a very short L&D for every one of you, especially for VP to understand why do we have profit strategy and what kind of the thought process you should have for you to make decision on whether do you want to run profit strategy in your function or even in your project. Okay, so yeah, what is profit strategy, right? Before that, can I know from every one of you, why do we need to have profit strategy? Maybe you guys can put in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself to let me know why. To earn money? Why do we have? Keep project sustainable. Good job. To reinvest the profit into project to deliver more value to MIB. Wow, Yanbin. Oh my God. Okay, good student. Okay, Anissa, to sustain our LC. Okay. How about others? Those that didn't reply me. More income for LC sustainability. All right. Anything else? To maintain 30% profit. Oh my God, Bernard, you remember the audit criteria. Okay, good job. Okay, good job for you. How about others? To maintain 30% profitability. How about others that didn't answer me? You don't know? CCY, Yen Yin, Manyi. Yes, no, you don't know. I don't know whether are you here. Yeah. Project sustainability. Okay, nice. All right. Okay, some of you guys answer correct one. Some of you guys is like somehow it's very big picture. Yeah, it's like too far away. All right. So I think for this part, right, I will be just focusing more on from IGV perspective. Definitely talking about LC sustainability. There are a lot different more. Okay, like maybe like I think some of you guys I previously mentioned in O2O about why do we have profit strategy. I hope you still remember lah. Okay, and then why do we PIGV need to know about profit strategy? Why do you think you need to know? Yeah, why do you think you need to know? You are just like the kids, confused. You do not know why profit strategy. My VP FL just asked me to run, and I just run, very confused. Yeah, I love this kid. This kid is so cute, man. It's just my face when I know profit strategy. Yeah, but the point is not this kid answer my question. Why do you think you need to know about profit strategy? Why? Everyone don't know? You don't know why you need to know about profit strategy? You just listen to see how we play a part in sustaining LC, okay? Yan Bin? So we can do what, Nadia? How about others? Those are quiet. For the sustainability, downscale to TL. Okay, Grace. Downscale to TL that we need to run profit strategy, things like that, right? Okay. All right. Yep. So I think every time, right, we always talk about VP, your role is to guide operation, people, finance, and overall is the sustainability of not LC, but specifically when you are as a VP IGA, it's about your function, it's about your product sustainability. So your product is actually running projects, right? So I think just now, we have people that mentioned about, about project sustainability. So what does it mean project sustainability is that your project expenses, your cost, right, doesn't exceed your revenue, your income. So you don't go into your project, go into loss, things like that when you spend money or even you invest in your MYB. And also I think just now Yami mentioned more on like to when you have this profit, right, you deliver more value. So for example, you invest R&R in your project, then your R&R is actually the cost of the project, right? So if talking about, let's say today I'm running a business and I look into my finance, right? The cost, whatever things like your investment lah, for your employee lah, for your operation cost, all those things is about cost. And income is about like how do you get money for your project, for your product, or for your business to keep on running its operation so that they can achieve your goal, things like that, right? So for you personally, that when we run profit strategy, definitely it's also part of the thing is to manage your resources, which is your finance resources. Because when you have profit, maybe like for example, you have revenues coming from other parts, like not your main product. Like for example, you run merchandise selling, that is your part of your side revenues, like part-time job somehow. Then you have financial resources to actually invest into something that you want to see. For example, maybe operations, or even like for example to actually have some reserve for next term or for next peak, right? Okay, so that's the thing that why you need to know about about profit strategy and how does profit strategy play a role in sustainability. So if you see here, right, you have, when we talk about sustainability, it's not only about finance, but it's also including how your operation can continue to operate, or even like can continue in next peak on the part that like your foundation, like for example your SOPs, all those things can able to support your operation to run well, run smoothly, and also you have enough manpower to actually run your operations. Okay, so with that, right, how many types of profit strategy do you think we have? How many? Don't know. 4. Okay, Yamin say 4. Let's see who gets the correct one. Raise 3. 3. No one answer already. Calvin, what's your answer? Bernard, what's your answer? Anissa, what is your answer? 2. Oh, Bernard 2. Anissa 3. Okay. 4. Okay. Yeah. Okay, later I will review the answer. Okay. So I think I just bring a little bit more concept about profit strategy, about why do we have that, right? But zoom out from Isaac. Let's say today you are a CEO of Nasi Lemak concept store. Okay, and everyone come into your store and they will receive the best experience with Nasi Lemak. So that in order to deliver the best experience, you are selling different product related to Nasi Lemak. Okay, so you have burger Nasi Lemak lah, you have Nasi Lemak wrap lah, you have Nasi Lemak cake, you have Nasi Lemak sushi, you have Nasi Lemak ice cream. So in order to deliver the best experience of Nasi Lemak, so you have different products that talk about Nasi Lemak, right? So, but then when COVID hit, right, no matter how, our finance is not sustainable, all those things already, right? Like we don't have financial resources to operate all those things. So it's either we cut off the unnecessary stuff or we diversify the product to earn more money, right? So which eventually these strategies we take to increase our profit in, for example, in business perspective, are called profit strategies. For example, I cut off the things that is not selling well, but I sell the part that can diversify my revenue. Like for example, I sell set meals so that in COVID, I can still deliver the meals for those needs, right? Because that's what is needed in for example, in pandemic, things like that. Or we're no longer able to sell nasi lemak ice cream because you cannot deliver or people cannot dine in, things like that. So you have to cut off those unnecessary stuff, right? So all these things are called profit strategies. So just now when I asked how many type of profit strategy we have, right? Actually, we have 2 only profit strategies. It's actually in your DMF. Yeah, if you really plan profit strategy and do synergy with your VPFL, you will know, okay? So right now, I know why you guys say 4 or 3 already, okay? Except Bernard. So I think maybe Bernard got do synergy with VPFL. I don't know whether you think the one is correct one. But for others, yeah, time to know and also get to know more about why do you have profit strategies, okay? So first thing is diversify revenue stream. That is called profit strategy and cost reduction strategy. So there are only 2 types of profit strategy. One is diversify, one is cost reduction. So diversify is very straightforward, right? It's just increase the revenue, which is you gain more income. And then cost reduction is you cut costs, you reduce expenses as much as you can, okay? Not to run a lot of initiative, okay? So why do IGV is doing profit strategies, right? So if you look into your DMF, right, there is already an example. So normally cost reduction, right, is about, you reduce as much as the cost you spend. Like for example, you no longer, you do bulk order, or like you, for example, you do virtual calls so that you don't need to spend transportation fee lah, you do not need to spend accommodation fee, things like that. Or you reduce the materials, like you do it like you use recycled paper, things like that as your profit strategy, so that you don't spend money in buying project materials. And then a lot of you guys is actually focused a lot on revenue stream diversification, which is to do crowdfunding, virtual workshop like selling tickets or merchandise, things like that, right? Is that you are diversifying your product, which means that you are not selling the main product of your business, but you are trying to fit in, like selling the value of your project while gaining other method to gain revenues. Okay, so give you an example of revenue diversification. Some of you guys do crowdfunding, merchandise, conferences or workshops, or even like you're selling some product related. Like for example, some last time UPM sell about their enzyme that the volunteer do in COP project. So they sell out the enzyme, which is related with the COP project, for example. And there are some example of cost reduction, for example, project materials, platform, and logistic delivery. Like for example, you get logistic partner to support your delivery of your merchandise, right? So that you don't spend money about in logistic delivery. Okay, so but what are the thought processes behind on setting all these not profit synergy, oh my god, it's profit strategy, sorry guys. Okay, all right, so I think I mentioned this in some of the group coaching call, but not all. So when you have profit strategy, how does it come, right? So if you look into when your FL is setting IGV product revenue goal, right? Like for example, they will ask you how many MYV you want to achieve, for example, so that they will know like, okay, IGV will contribute how many financial go to LC, for example. Remember, in your LC, you have different products is actually contributing to your LC revenues, okay? But IGV, a lot of your LC right now, IGV is the main one that contribute lah, because in IGV product, there are 3 key revenue coming in. So first thing is your MYV fee, okay? If you still remember, you have profit sharing with your OGV, right? So that's the part, the MYV fee. And the second will be your BDFP sales. Okay, so it's actually contribute to your IGV one, because your FP sales, if you look in your DMF, the budgeting, that part, right? Your FP goals is inside your DMF budget. Okay, remember, if you can open your DMF right now to check whether you put down your BDFP goals there. Okay, so the second part of your IGV revenue is coming from your BDFP sales. All right, so the third part will be profit strategies. So normally in planning, right, like LTC planning or like your summer planning, things like that, we normally don't focus on profit strategy that much. Okay, that will be only when you plan your project or when you are doing budgeting with your FL, with your VPFL, your OCFL will do with them, right? So normally we will focus a lot on MYV fee and also your FT sales because we have department that is running these two things, right? So from here, you along the way in the summer operation, for example, you will have GVA gap, right? Like for example, maybe TU set 50 approval, but in the end you just get 30 approval. So which means you still have 20 approval gap that you cannot achieve, right? So if you still remember in your LC visit, for those who have already did LC visit, right? You have already have a session about our sustainability session, right? Where your FL communicate about the summer financial bottom line, all of the product, how much you need to achieve. BD you need to achieve how much, IGV you need to achieve how much, right? I hope you still remember. If you do not know what is that, please approach your FL and then to know like what is your your IGV financial bottom line. Okay, so from here you have a GVA gap, which is your bottom line already. Like for example, minimally IGV need to achieve 30 approval no matter how. But maybe for example, looking into right now, it's already past like 2 months of attraction, but you only have 1 approval. So which means that it's very alarming for LC. The 19 approval, how can I cover the financial goal, things like that, right? So that's why here comes your profit strategy, which is the profit strategy is to support your summer IGV bottom line for your project cost. Okay, so far is everyone still able to follow? Is it cool? Is it confusing for everyone? Cool. Okay, we have people put cool. All right, nice. All right, so if you don't understand, you can ask me again later on. I will repeat. So eventually your profit strategy is not to gain any money to sustain your LC. Okay, that's not the key mindset that you should have. But your profit strategy is also to support your project cost. Okay, your bottom line. So normally your VPFL, they will go into, they will normally when they set financial goal, they will set the worst case scenario. Like for example, if my IGE am able to achieve this, right, then I need to find another revenues to cover this gap. So that's why your FL will start asking you, will you do any profit strategies, things like that, right? Not in LTC, but afterwards, like when you are doing attraction, things like that, because they are already planning and they are predicting about like how much you were able to achieve. So this is also give you a little bit awareness or understanding about how this profit strategy come and how your FL setting the financial goal for your function itself. So your profit strategy is just part of the tactic to actually cover your revenues lah. Okay, but one thing to keep in mind is to every one of you, your key product is not doing profit strategy. So just a reminder, because this is what I realized in most of your director coming from the EST. The EST gives me a lot of context that you directors all are focusing on profit strategy planning, not project key activities planning. Remember, your key product is to deliver the good customer experience for your product, like your key activities, how you design it, and what is the selling point of your project. All these key activity plannings is your key focus, but profit strategy is just part of the thing. So when you do profit strategy or decide to do profit strategy, like it should go with something that it should be low effort and high impact, because that is not your key things in your function itself, and that is not your role, because we wouldn't want to sell like merchandise as our product, but we are not doing leadership development, right? Because that's not the key what we are doing or what we promise to the youth itself as well. So just a reminder for every one of you to revise back your key focus. Some of you guys in your summer focus, right? I mean your Q2 focus, I saw you guys put profit strategy planning. All right, so you can still do planning, but remember what is the objective of having profit strategy. If you still don't understand how much financial goal that you allocate for profit strategy, right, please really look back your DMF or even consult your VPFL on how much you need to achieve. Yeah, like so for example, you guys some of you guys is just 1K, but you put like the whole entire month just to achieve, to plan out the 1K profit strategy. So I think that's not the key focus that you should have, but also a reminder for every one of you to know like what's the objective of having profit strategy after you know the entire thought process why we have that. Okay, so I think just sharing for the resources for every one of you. If you want to know how to plan profit strategy, right, you can come into this slide. It was a session delivered last week for functional VC about how can you plan out your profit strategies. So like it's about like reviewing the past term and then do performance evaluation and context analysis and prioritize what is the strategy that you want to do instead of doing all of the strategies. Okay. All right. So before we go, I think that's it. A little bit short L&Ds for profit strategy. Any questions? Cool. Nice. Cool. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's it for the profit strategy. Hope you already get the concept and you can bring this back to your directors and start to teach your director about why do we have that and what is the decision that you should make to have profit strategy. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's it. So the last part of the commission call definitely is announcement. Yeah, just a reminder that about Food Heroes, because we still unable to hit the goal. I mean, we still left like around 10 applicant needed. So I think from after discussion with ESTs, we decided to extend the deadline of application until 25th of May. So if you are someone that want to improve your communication skill or facilitation skills, right, please do actually register and also encourage your member to register this one, especially for those members who keep on mentioned about doing the same thing, right? Yeah, this is the time that you can challenge them with doing another thing. Okay, so just send them this one so that they can apply for that. All right, so the next part will be, it's about 111 campaign. So it's a campaign that we will run in our IGV broadcast channel. It's about to ensure the objective result is to ensure that we have a more effective process time and also the approval number and also 100% conversion rate. So why does it call 111, right? It's actually an idea, I don't know from who already, it's from our VP of GV, Julie, is to convert every single applicant to approval so that we can have 100% in all of the funnel. We are not wasting all of the applicants that we have as well. Okay, so we will like how we will measure this 111 campaign, right? First thing first, we will have like if you realize on the MC Malaysia national channel, right, our national ICOM channel, you will realize that your LC is actually recording about the approval number, right? I think we have LCs that are already leading already. So for that, right, we will be writing on the national campaign and we will run this in our own IGV here. Is also to actually record on, for example, daily, we will be recording on the highest apply and approve, and also the weekly score, which is the process time. We will count by every week, which LCs actually achieve like less than 6 days. All right, and also no break upset and no break approved or rejected applicant, then we will have 3 points for that for every month. Okay, so by that, right, we also will look into how VP is harvesting learning on your OI synergy, which is this part. If you still remember here and the down this part to record all these things here, and then we will be counting that for the points itself. Okay, so we'll be updating this campaign in upcoming broadcast channel, but today is just to let everyone of you know lah, but it will be down to your entire full information in the ICOM channel tomorrow. Okay, so definitely we'll have like some secret prizes which is sponsored by me. Okay, if you guys want to get the prize from me, then yeah, you should actually achieve this one. All right, okay, so that's just an announcement for national side. Then that's it. So we will move to the harvesting learning this part. All right, so everyone can come to here. Oh, I haven't do that, right? Okay, wait, just give me some time. Okay. Okay, you guys can start filling in. Okay, Nadia, bye. Remember to fill in. Okay, let me just play some music for everyone.